Hello. Hello, hello, hello. We are
Hello to
here.
peoples.
We are here. We are here. You are here. Who is here? Trina is here. And Karen is here. And Brenda is here. And Sherry. Trina and Brenda and Sherry and Karen. And Trina and Brenda and Sherry and Karen. And Sean.
Oh, Sean's here.
And Sean. And Trina and Brenda and Karen and Sherry. And somebody else who's not said hello because there's 6 of you here and that's only 5. Don't ask.
Do
And
I count as
then,
the sixth person?
uh, I don't know. I don't know if you count or not. I
Well,
don't know. I don't know. That's a good question though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Marion's here. Now see, look, did it change?
I don't
No.
know, dude. No.
No, still 6.
Okay.
So
So
I
I
don't
guess
think
I
you
don't
count.
count. Hey, no.
I don't think you count is one of the number
As
of the
one of the people in the thingies.
up there in the eye. Except see now Deborah's here too, and it still didn't change. So
We didn't count. There's something I count.
there's people here. That's what we know. There's people here. Hello,
There
hello.
we go.
Now it says there's 9 all of a sudden. Boom, like that.
There's Judy and Gail.
Michelle and Judy and Gail. All right, now we got 9. Okay. Well, well, and well. Well, well. I did
Wow.
I did a little book video today, which was not supposed to actually be a book video. I was just going to show some recent books I bought real quick and like put it into a vlog, like my crafty vlog. But I talked about books for so long that it became its own video. So it became
Oh, Lord.
became its own video, and Brenda already commented on it because I talked about Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and Brenda was like, "Oh, Fourth Wing, oh, yeah." So I mean, in the course of the last few pages that we read, everything we thought we knew, we got taught something there. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, when I literally had to, because I finished it last night, and this morning I was like, did I really read what that last 2 sentences said?
The last
Is that really what I just read?
What were the last 2 sentences?
Um,
Last 2 sentences.
Brennan's alive, her brother is alive, and part of the revolution.
Yeah. The brother's alive. Yeah.
Like, what the actual?
Okay. All right.
And part of some sort of revolution.
Yeah. And now we're revolutioning. Are you going to join the revolution? Or no, Brennan just says, "Welcome to the revolution, Violet." So everything that they thought that they have known, did anyone cry? No.
I was sad about that one, Liam dying. I was sad about Liam dying.
Well, yeah. I didn't cry.
I was sad. I mean, I didn't cry, but I mean, I was sad because he was just such a nice guy and whatnot. So yeah.
I'm not much of a crier, though. I mean, I hear people talk about how these books make them just cry and cry, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever had a book actually make me cry. I don't know.
Oh, Harry Potter did. I cried through the book across the room.
Really?
I cried through the book across the room.
Really?
Screamed. Yes, I was so mad and so upset.
No, I didn't cry. I guess I'm not a crier with books.
I mean, I'm invested in these characters, but I think we would have needed a little bit more time with Leah. See, and I think the reason why I felt so strongly about the Harry Potter is because by the time it happened, think how many books we had already had with Dumbledore.
Right.
You know? So it was like you really got to know the characters. And like Liam, I mean, we got to know him a little bit, but they didn't have us so ingrained in it that I could hear his voice, I could see his face, I could, he became part of my family. Like I'm still sad. I'm still sad about it. I hate the fact that he's gone. I am.
Well,
they just didn't give us enough time to invest in him to be like I said, with the Harry Potter, as soon as that happened, I threw the book and I started just bawling.
I did not.
Oh.
I mean,
did you not get invested in those characters?
They're fiction.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
they're fiction. I think that's why I don't cry at books. It's fiction.
Do you cry at movies? That's fiction too.
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Not really. I can think of 2 movies that made me cry. 2. One was Marley and Me, the dog.
Oh, that one. Woo!
And the other one was Beaches.
Oh God! I mean, I'm a very big crier. I mean, look. This movie made me cry.
Bambi?
Yes, when Bambi's mama died.
You literally cried like real tears out of your eyeballs. What? Really? On Bambi?
Oh my God! I mean, oh my God! I can't.
Okay.
And I mean, I cried at Old Yeller. I cried at.
No.
I mean, I have cried at so many movies that, because I get, oh God, but for sure, Beaches just.
Beaches, I cried, and Marley, I cried.
Oh. Turner and Hooch, I cried.
Which one?
Turner and Hooch.
Turner, and I don't know if I ever saw it. With a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I
Yeah,
ever saw
basically, if it's got a little ammono and something happens to the ammono, I cry.
I don't think I cried at Steel Magnolias. That one made me cry.
I mean, that one made me cry because, even though we should have known that it was gonna happen, it still made me cry.
I mean, I guess fiction doesn't make me cry. I guess I don't know. I don't know. People need to quit killing the dogs off. There, yes, stop killing the dogs.
I know, but I mean, just look. I even cry at those little Instagram ones where, they'll do a story of a dog that keeps coming and hanging out at the same shop every day because they keep waiting for their owner who had passed away because they used to go there every day. That makes me feel like I'm cry.
Okay, so I've been wanting to do something since I've been reading about these things. So I've been meaning to look up what a griffin looks like. So this is a griffin.
What? You don't know what a griffin looks like?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I don't read that much about
then again, I love mythology and mythological creatures.
So that's what a griffin looks like. So they're kind of dragonish, but they're birdish.
Because they're a griffin should be they have all these different parts to them. Man, you should see some of the other mythical creatures.
This one looks like a mountain lion claw.
It's supposed to be lion bird combination.
Okay, well, most of these look like
lion and eagle. That's right, lion, eagle. Oh,
and I mean, these look like bird, like eagle, no lion to them in these pictures.
Well, it's the body part of them that are so the talons are eagle, face, feathers are eagle, but if you look at the body part and how it's made up, it's the lion part. But you know,
Anyhow,
watch
okay,
Harry
so,
Potter. You get to see a griffin really good.
so Griffin, and then what's the new thing? The
Wyvern. Okay, so wyvern are
wyvern.
like dragons, but different. So like dragons have 4 legs, wyverns have 2, if I'm correct. Wyverns are more like bird/dragons versus real dragons.
Well, I guess there's different types of wyverns too.
Yeah.
Fire, gold, frost, obsidian, and bone.
Well, a lot of the mythologies, wyverns, also called worms, like WY, are part of the dragon lore. But yeah, wyverns usually have 2 legs.
I'm just looking up some pictures. That's what I was doing. Oh, look at this. I know what this is. Ah, this is cute. Somebody drew this picture. You'll know what this is. Look at this.
Oh,
That's the little girl. Isn't she?
Darna and Darna.
She's cute.
What say made that special
So
kid in the harness for her?
this is a wyvern. They look dragonish.
Yeah, but see how they only have 2 legs and then they have the wings, whereas dragons have there's 2 legs at front, 2 legs at back, and then their wings come out their back. Whereas the wyvern, their wings are their arms.
Gotcha. So anyhow, we now have griffins, wyverns, and the
Venom.
the venin, which these are all supposed to not exist. Not supposed to exist.
Supposed to be fairy tale, and you know, her dad's been trying to, I guess, tell her, but not tell her in his, with his book.
Right.
So
The venin seem very, very weird. Like,
well, I mean, you have the riders who bond with their dragons and they channel because of their dragons. I mean, they still have powers of their own, but it's the bond with the dragons and all that.
Venin is more like a person.
Venom doesn't need anything to.
So
channel.
this is like a venin dude. He's a bad dude.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't have. Violet doesn't have Brennan's dragon. Brennan, her dragon was like, I think, the dragon of Brennan's best friend.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah. Brennan's best friend was bonded to Tarn.
So all of these creatures are real. That we're really fighting them. That's the real, So the venin is the really bad people. Really bad people.
Mm-hmm. They are so, they've been led to believe that these Griffin Riders were the enemy.
And they're really,
and I think they're just trying to survive.
Yeah, they're
and nobody, and they're leaving all the venom to be like it's myth, it's fable, and maybe that's why they're saying that the Griffin Riders are rivals or are the bad guys, is because they're like, we're not hiding the fact that these things exist out there, and y'all are keeping your little self all in your little safe little bubble.
Yeah. They're not telling anybody that there's really more evil stuff out there. Like, this is a venin. Look at him. He's like creepy looking. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm creepy looking. Ooh. Oh, no, I think Brennan still got his own drag. I mean, why would they say that Brennan had died? Why does everybody say Brennan died? And does their mother know?
Because
Does their mother know? What
according
does
to her,
she know?
it's her mother, I think, is the one that stated that, um, what did his first name? Rorison's dad killed Brennan. It's her mom that told everybody that Brennan was dead.
Is that just to make them seem untrustworthy, make them seem bad, make them seem, I don't know. There's something.
Okay, if you think about it this way, so her mother is part of the people who've been trying to hide the
Right.
truth of everything.
Right.
Once and you know, mama is all about how she looks. And how do you deal with a child who has now gone against you and joined the rebellion against you and your lies? So so he's dead to her, and she just made sure that the rest of the world thought he was dead too.
So do you think the sister also knows, and that's why she told Violet to leave that time? That she also knows what's going on, and she didn't want Violet there to see all that? Or, I mean,
I don't know. Possibly. All I know is that he is obviously against the people, and I guess maybe they think that they're protecting everybody, but they're not. All they're doing is saying, you know what? Because the venom cannot get into our space, like where they're warded, venom can't get in there. Wyvern can't get in there. And so since they're quote unquote protected, they just stay behind their little walled bubble, and they don't care about what's happening in the rest of the world.
but all their little outposts and whatnot where they send all their people to fight, that's still within their territory. And why do they need to go fight there then? If nothing can come in, what are they fighting? Why are they going to fight? If everything's protected and nothing can get in, what are they fighting for? What are they protecting?
I don't know, because they're not telling them all the stuff in the war councils.
I mean,
and I'm still mad that, and I should have expected, but that her best friend freaking betrayed her. Like,
the what?
that her best friend, like who she grew up as her best friend, Dane.
Oh,
Like, I understand he cares about the rules, but I just didn't think that he would have. I don't know. I still just didn't think that he would have chosen that over her.
I bet there's going to be more to that whole thing. There's going to be more to that. That is only the tip of the iceberg there.
Yeah, I think so too. But I just.
So they're just, so Sean, you think they're just there because there's holes and they're there to protect any holes that these evil creatures may be getting into their area? That's possible.
I mean, they're just trying to keep the patches up, but yeah, maybe he faked his death to get away from his. I mean, because I think he learned the truth, and he's like, wait, you're having us ignore all this stuff and not help these people because it doesn't serve whatever. My question is, I don't know what it serves them to turn their back on everybody else.
I
just don't know what it serves them.
I don't know.
Oh. It's gonna be interesting.
I have
And
to look back.
and of
I'm gonna have
course,
to look back at the map a little more often as we're like reading the book.
and now she's gonna join the rebellion, but now she's mad at him. Well, not really mad. I guess she.
Well, yeah, because he hasn't been truthful with her and hasn't told her everything.
But he said he didn't lie to her, but he just didn't tell her everything.
Right. Yes.
So I mean, technically, they didn't lie to her, but
right. But still, if you have information like that, and somebody didn't tell you what was actually happening,
and you think that you
like this,
yeah, you've now fallen for this person. You know he's fallen for you, and then you find out he kept something so massive,
yeah,
so massive.
yes,
And the fact that he's part of the rebellion means, and we don't even know her reaction, but
he's part of the
so
rebellion.
not only, but
part
now
of the
he's kept the fact that
resistance.
her brother is alive from her.
Right. And he knew, and he's known because he took her there. So he's known for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was going to be another like.
And I'm just curious, what has he been doing? What has Brennan been doing all this time? Where has he been? What's he been doing? What's he been up to? How long's it been? What's he been doing? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like the second book's going to give us a lot more stuff on Brennan.
It was a lot of twists and turns and new info and changes, like all in a matter of a few pages, right? A lot of fighting, a lot of killing, and just all kinds of stuff happening all at once. It was a lot. It was a lot all at once.
I know, but to find out, okay, so first off, she obviously was, because she was right there almost at the edge of death. So she obviously took a very long time to heal. They had time to, to finish the city. And Darna has now gotten big and lost her gift. So, like, how long exactly was she out for?
I don't know.
Could you imagine what it must be like to wake up and think that like only like a day or something has passed? And it's been like,
I can't imagine that the little dragon is fully grown. I mean, bigger, yes.
No, but she's bigger. She's big.
She's not fully grown. And why did she only have that power when she was just a young adolescent dragon? That's weird.
I don't know.
But she had to use it. She had to use that power again. Yeah. That's true. If Violet would have known, the friend could read her mind. That's true. That is very
well,
true.
that is true because, well, that's how he, quote unquote, betrayed her that last time, is because
that one time he touched her,
found out where she was going, and then they left them to die.
Very interesting.
Are you sure that she was only out for 3 days? I don't know. The way they sounded, she'd been out for a while.
I have no idea. I don't remember.
The way they made it sound.
I don't know. I do not know that part. Anyhow, yeah. That was interesting reading that last little section. I was like, whoa.
I can understand. I can understand why people, if they're going to leave us like this at the end of each book, then, because you get caught up in it. So now it's like, well, crap, what happened? How did she react? Why is he this? Like, you got all these questions, and that's what leads people to be like, okay, I got to get the next one. I got to get the next one.
Yeah.
But, then you get to a point where the next one's not out yet. And then this one, I know our next one is out, but then you get to where one's not out. And then you're like, oh God, now I gotta wait.
Yeah. So here she is. She still can't really control her power. She can't really control it still.
She's still,
but she's still killing things pretty well. I mean, because she still has that information and that smarts in her brain that is sometimes more important than physical prowess, Yeah. She's able to use stuff that she knows. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and I feel like that with her dad leaving her that book, even though he died, I feel like that somehow dad has downloaded a whole bunch of this is true, but you just don't know it yet into her brain that she don't know.
Right. Yeah.
And that's going to help her because she's very mental, like not like mental crazy, but mental, like she thinks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She uses her brain. She fights smarter, not harder sometimes.
Yes.
Although I don't know that last time she fought a little.
Yes.
Almost fought too hard.
She has to use a lot of knowledge. She uses a lot of knowledge in what she does.
Yes.
And it's amazing that she stayed on that dragon with all that fighting going on and all the twists and the turns and the this and the that and the dodging the flames and the, you know. And how is her
being pitch black when he put the shadow over everything, and she's like, I know the back of his body, Tarn's body, like the back of my hand. I'm like, she lost that fear of falling out.
And how is he? Because he got stabbed. How's he doing? How's the dragon doing? He got stabbed. He has a sword in his side. You know, how is he? But yeah. So she's definitely got to keep practicing with that power of hers so that she can
control it. Be able to
control it a little bit better. Yeah, instead of like getting lucky once in a while or something. But see,
or accidentally killing a friendly.
Right. But see, when she learned that if she killed, what'd she have to kill? She had to kill something, a rider, and then all the wyverns would die.
Yeah, when she killed the Venom riders.
Yes.
The wyverns that they, quote unquote, controlled died.
So again, it's her knowledge, her paying attention to things, her wily ways. She learned that, and she's like, "Oh, I got it. I know how we can kill them. I got it.
We take them out. We take out the wyvern. Yep.
Yep. All right. Very interesting, though. I do know that some people who got to Onyx Storm and read Onyx Storm were just like, they're pissed that it's done. They're pissed that it stopped there. They're like, oh, like.
Except that the whole series isn't done yet, right?
Oh, no. Yeah, right. But they're just like, That's
what I'm saying. Is because if this author is leaving us in the suspense like this, they're literally dropping you at a cliffhanger at the end specifically, and I know why they do it, so that you are desperate to get the next book to see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know why they do that. I mean, that they do that in movies, they do that in really good.
Sure.
Yeah, the only time I've ever seen series not do that is when they're not. I guess when they're like standalone books put in a series, like they just are part of the family, but they don't really have anything to, like, you could read them separately. What was it? The Lost Bookshop or whatever that series was where the sisters, we were reading about the sisters. You could technically read each of those separately and not.
Yeah.
But this, no.
No. I mean, there's series that are like that. There's series that are standalones. They're standalone books. You might meet meet the same characters in each of the books, but you could read them on their own. These, they go in order. You have to read along, or you'd be lost. So Binge Bear.
Oh, well, hello.
She has come around fairly quickly, but.
Yeah, I mean,
she's still not a fierce fighting warrior like the others are, but
yeah, I mean, but I can see what you mean by the fact that, like, with how physically weak she is, her fight with those Venom, there was too much physicality that you're like, wait, I mean, I understand you've been training and stuff, but you still like it's not like she was using just her brain to fight them, or saying she kind of went a little too, maybe a little too badass too quickly.
Yeah, it was fast.
It's kind of like, okay, first minute you can't even handle fighting your things without poisoning your people to win your challenges, and and you're constantly falling out of the in the saddle. Thank God the saddle's got you. Now you're running on the back of your dragon in absolute shadow and getting stabbed, and while you're being stabbed, you're still being able to control and harness and get more and more and more. Yeah, it was a little too badassy, too quick.
Yeah, it is interesting, that's for sure. All right, well, we're going back to our other series. So I picked up this book too. I have the next one. Hello, Joe.
Yeah, we're ready for terms and conditions.
Yep. It's funny. I just opened up to where we're going to read to the next time, where we're going to stop. And I looked at the next chapter, and the next chapter starts with, "Oh, fuck off."
So
I'm like,
obviously,
wow. Okay, something happened at the end of where we're going to stop. Somebody's mad.
Mindy is keeping her streak. Let's find something to, because obviously you don't just tell someone,
no, just for no reason, right? Something happened at the
but
end.
something had to happen for that to be a response.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, and then it says, "I can't believe I woke up early for this shit." Okay. Well,
Someone pissed somebody off.
Exactly. Somebody's mad. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so that was at the end of chapter 7, by the way.
So in other words, read chapter 7. Do not read chapter 8.
Yes, ma'am. Read chapter 7. Do not read chapter 8.
I'm just so glad we got us a new person in here, Binge Bear.
I know.
Hopefully you'll stick around with us for the next one.
So this is going to be Declan and Iris.
Which means, see, this is another one of those that this one, I honestly think we would have been okay reading even without reading. I mean, because I feel like with these kind where it's not there's going to be some explanation for.
Maybe, but maybe not. I guess we'll find out when we get into it. It depends on how much they go back and review things like the will, the contract, the this, the that. I don't, we'll see. Anyhow,
but I mean, I feel like they've been series that are like this. We'll see if this is going to be a series like that, because some series that are like that where they give some sort of explanation. Like for instance, I'll just give that Christmas series that I like reading. Where we finished up, what was it? The Naughty Elf?
I don't know which one we read.
Whatever the last one that we read, there was still some explanation of who the Kringles were, and the secret and the ranch, so they still gave
you like a little synopsis of what the whole thing was about.
Yeah. Oh, you see what Ben Fair wrote? That is so awesome.
What?
She says she's been following for a while, but she's across the other side of the pond. Love watching the content when she can. We both have a great vibe. That is great. That's awesome. Hey, Sue.
Nice.
Oh, you got the audio book of terms, Joe.
Glad you can join us when you can join us.
Yes, absolutely. Every now and then I still try to get Mindy to, she tries to get me to, which, I mean, shoot, okay, I'm now reading.
You just said absolutely nothing there.
I know.
I'm like, I try to get this.
I'm trying to get Mindy to read more of some of the stuff like I like. I'm not going to get her on certain stuff, but I keep trying. And then she was trying to get me to read Spicy, and heck, now I'm reading. Literally just got through with a chapter right before jumping on this live that was like, oh, Y'all had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah.
You and your little bonded self you just had to go into your little detail.
Well,
Where if I was not,
you've got to admit, Fourth Wing is right up your alley. This is
it
all
really
right up your
is.
alley.
Oh,
And there's a little, and I will say there's a little bit of spice in it. There hasn't been like, I mean, the spice didn't even start until we were like 3/4 of the way into the book, practically. So there hasn't been a ton of it.
They haven't slaked Mindy's thirst, but they've given her just enough to be like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's definitely it's got this My Mythical Creatures, it's got dragons. Of course, it's got dragons. I'm gonna be all into it.
Well, like my other book I'm reading, my little cowboy romance book, I'm just like, all righty. All righty.
I am finally getting towards the end. I think I've got the book that I'm reading now, and I think I've only got 2 books left, at least in this part of the Zodiac Academy.
Oh, is that what you were reading that you're just talking about with Zodiac Academy?
It's like the more, they didn't start off so much with, like, I actually managed, I think the first couple of books didn't even have, it had some tension, but it didn't have, and then it's like, as we've been going on, it's like, well, let's just throw more and more goodness at it.
Well, this book I'm reading now, I'm about halfway through, and they've kissed. Okay, they've had a very passionate kiss, and there's definitely a lot of sexual tension there. But at this point, there's a lot of, how do I say this? There's a lot of self-satisfying going on right now. They haven't done it together yet, but they're doing it. Oh, that's right.
All I know is that I'm like, and now I'm trying to decide when I finish it, it's going to depend on how they better end this part of the series better. Because right now I'm still mad. They're slowly winning me back. But if things don't start corrected, like if we get to the end of the series and it's not freaking corrected, and then they go, now read this series to be able to see what I'm going to be, I'm going to rail.
Yeah. Like who's with who and who chose this and all that good stuff, right?
Well, no, this one's more of the final boss just not flipping dying. And like every time they think that every time that we think that we have gotten a victory, we're going to get a victory. We're going to get a victory. They're going to win the big thing. No.
And you don't. Gotcha.
I just want to go, I want him crispy fried. And unfortunately, and it's sad because he's a dragon. So I should not want him crispy fried. I just don't like this particular dragon.
All right.
And see, I did not know when I started reading the Zodiac Academy, like I didn't know that there were going to be dragon shifters.
There's all kinds of mythical creatures in there, right? Aren't they like all in there? All of the
because what they find out their order is every order there's Medusas, there's Griffins, there's Hydras, there's Phoenixes, there's anything that you could think of, mythological creature, Manticores.
Yeah.
And then you can't say mermaid because they're not mermaids, they're called sirens.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, but yeah, it's like all of the mythological creatures, basically any fae they have their order and they can turn into those. But like, I don't know why, like, even though I knew that, but all of a sudden when I'm like, oh, dragon shifters, I just wish I liked this particular, but no, he's a bad guy. And I hate that the bad guy is a dragon shifter.
Well,
Sully's the name of dragons.
All right. Well, we got our marching orders. Let's get back to the land of whatever the place is called, the land of Disney.
Yeah, basically it's Disney. I every time I see this thing, all I can think is in my head it's Disney.
Dreamland.
The thought of Dreamland.
Dreamland. Dreamland Billionaires.
But I'm not crazy. They are fashioning this off of
Oh,
Disney.
well, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I was just a little crazy there that
No.
but they were fashioning it off of Disney.
Sure.
Speaking of, I want to go to Universal first. Now that they got the new land.
I
You need to go to, have you gone to amusement parks? Have you taken your grandbabies to amusement parks? Like big ones?
no.
So have you ever been to Disney World or Disneyland?
I went to Disney World once when I was about 19.
So you've never been to Universal Studios?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No.
I love it. Now, granted, I understand living in the state of Florida, it's still a drive. It's a 9-hour drive, but it's still more accessible. They give us discounts, but
Takes you
I
9
love
hours to
Disney.
get there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes 9 hours to get from here to Orlando.
It'd take me about 19 or more. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's like, but it's in Florida. I'm like, you do realize that Florida's, I mean, like, I don't know why you think, just like Texas is Texas, but it can take you a couple hours to go across the state of Texas
Mm-hmm.
and Louisiana.
Well, when people think that Michigan is small and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you start down at the border of Ohio and you go all the way over to the other tip, I mean, it's like, it's a day. It's a day.
I mean, and I haven't even gone to the bottom of Florida. I mean, Orlando's kind of like in the center. So I haven't even gone down there to Miami and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to let you guys go. And
what you having for dinner?
I have no
What's
idea.
Dale cooking?
Dale just got back. I don't know. It's been a weird day. That's all I got.
Oh.
He just got here. So
I'll trade you. You want my day? We're preparing for testing, state testing. Would you like to, you want to come and take my place and prepare the kiddos for testing and all the crap that, and got an email today saying, now listen, you're going to be missing this date, this date, this date, this date, but you better not miss a minute of training your kids for this test. But we're going to take away this. Oh, and by the way, they're going on this field trip and this field trip and this field trip. So good luck on having any kids there, but you better get them ready.
well, you know what? That is not the point of a test. I'm sorry. The point of a test is to test what you've been teaching all along. It's not to prepare and teach them last minute about this test.
No, but they want to. They making it.
That's not what it's supposed to be about. Sorry.
And I guess it's because, the higher ups are like, they tell you that they want to get away from high stakes testing, but then they just keep the high stakes testing. And I'm having my leftovers of chicken marsala.
Well, I have no
I love the garden.
I have no idea.
I'm not cooking it.
I don't know. All right. We're going to let you guys go, and we'll see you next time, and we'll see what she's mad about at the end of our chapter.
What's she saying to F you on?
That's right. What is she so mad about? See you later, guys.
Bye.